Hey guys, Ed over here at FICM Repair. Happy Sunday to you. So we got this question here from this guy, B. Michael, and he says, any tips on getting the FICM wire shunted back to the FICM? I can't for the life of me get two of the three of those bad boys to click into place. And what in the world's going on? So what I'll tell you is this. Recognize that if your FICM has decided to, if it's been out and in, 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 what's going to happen eventually, it's a male-female connection is the problem. I'm realizing I've never shot a video on this. So, man, thanks for the question. I appreciate you. So what the short answer is if you try as try may be, and you cannot just squeeze hard enough, and you're wondering about that Gold's Gym membership to get your FICM to click in, something is going on. What the something is there's almost certainly crap caught up in the female side of those pins. And the bummer is there's no way to get those things out of there. There's no way to get the gunk out of there. We've tried with picks, we've tried with just everything. We've had no joy of any kind. So if you're pressing and you just can't, and your buddy try and they just can't either, your only answer is to buy connectors. So that stinks, but that's the answer. So if you go to FICMRepair.com and then you hit the menu button, you'll see a menu called Parts and Accessories. Then you'll see a sub-menu called FICM Parts. And then something like this comes up. And so you can see that we carry the plug itself, that little dude right there, and we also see the plug with wires hanging out, all these kinds of things here. So if you want to de-pin your existing guy, go ahead and choose the plug that you want, whether it's the front one or the other ones are all there. But what you're going to need is this FICM pin connector pin removal tool, and it's sold in pairs because it's lightweight plastic. But regardless of what path you go in, just recognize that you're changing out these pins. And on the bottom of these plugs, little itty bitty print, it shows what pin numbers they are. There's little itty bitty numbers. If you zoom in really tight, get your old man readers on if you're an old man like me. And you can go ahead and you can see exactly what number it is. And what we encourage you to do, because recognize that these wires hanging off, they are color coded, but they're not the same color as what's there right now. Oh, come on, Ford, you're supposed to love us. But they weren't consistent in the colors, oh my goodness. And so what you do before you start is you go ahead and you grab some masking tape or whatever, and you label the pins before you take it apart. Say, hey, this is pin 1, this is pin 2, all this kind of stuff. And then after you label this is pin 1, this is pin 2, now you can go ahead and what you'll find on the side of the plug is there's a little deal to take apart your pins, and you can go ahead and you can take the pins apart and you can just transfer them if you chose the option for the plug only, or you can go ahead and you can just cut the wires one at a time and transfer them. Now if you cut the wires one at a time to transfer them, recognize that what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and solder and heat shrink those new ones on. Please do not use the little scotch connectors. That's not what you want to do. Yes, this job does stink a little bit. Just go in there with some understanding that it's going to take you more than 20 minutes to get this done, and that way you won't say choice words that won't make your mom proud during the process. All right, but what a great question. So if you just cannot get it in and your buddy can't get it in either, and you both have gym memberships and you still can't squeeze hard enough to get it to go, recognize the answer is it's a new plug. And when you get the new plug, you'll be like, holy buckets, that was so much easier. And if that's not a commercial, when your FICM's apart, before you put it back in, very much like you would go ahead and very much like you would go ahead and take a thread chase and chase your threads. Get your M6 by 1.0 thread chase tool for your valve covers as an example, right? Very, very much like you would do that. You go ahead and before you replug a FICM in, maybe think about going ahead and taking the opportunity to grab a Q-tip and some isopropyl alcohol and clean out your pins before you plug it back in each time. That way this doesn't eventually happen to you too. All right? Great question. Brother man, I appreciate you. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together.